To Words and everyone in the world. Today is January the 14th. The time is now 1:30 p.m. guys. It was a beautiful Friday all day. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell so you guys can see more of me. And make sure to visit my website, adaycreations.com. Now let's get into this video. Now, today we're going to be discussing 7 signs, guys, that your man will never propose to you and will never marry you. These are the things that we need to look out for. Pay attention to the signs. Now, the first sign to know that your man will never propose or never marry you is he doesn't attempt to move forward with the relationship. If you guys have been in a relationship, for a minute and it's like you guys feel like you're still in the same situation you was before, then that is a clear sign that he may never propose and he may never be ready to marry you. And it's a few different reasons why, but that's just one of the signs to know that he will never be ready to marry you. Now, the second sign to know that your man will never propose and he may never be ready to marry you is you haven't met his family and his close friends. Now, everyone knows that when it comes to family, when it comes to close friends, if you're in a relationship and it's a serious one and you can see yourself with this person for a long time, then at the end of the day, you want them to meet the people that's closest to you. So if you have not met a lot of his family, if you haven't met a lot of his closest friends, then that's probably because he's trying to keep that relationship with you low key. He's trying to keep it on the low. He's hiding the fact that you guys are even together because he probably doesn't see himself being with you long term. Now, the third sign to know that your man may never be ready to marry you and will never propose, guys, is he becomes defensive when you talk about the future. Now, if you guys have been in a relationship for a while, let's say 3 or 4 years, then there should be no reason why you guys cannot discuss being, getting married, having a family, having, a future together. So if you constantly bringing up, marriage and kids and things of that nature, and he's like, defensive about it, never wanting to talk about it, or he's just like pushing it off, then that is a sign that he probably does not see himself being with you in the near future. So pay attention. If he's not willing to sit down and have a serious, conversation about getting married and having kids and stuff like that, then he probably doesn't see a future with you. His mind is not thinking like that. Now, the fourth sign to know that your man may not ever be ready to marry you is that he tells you that he doesn't want to get married. Now, some men may say this in like a joking way, like, oh, I'm still too young to get married and all of this and all of that. But deep down inside, he's telling you how he really feels. If he's saying, hey, I don't want to get married, I don't want kids, a lot of men just don't want that type of responsibility. They don't want that commitment. And a lot of times they can't handle it. And that's just the truth of the matter. So if you're bringing something like that up and he's just constantly saying, hey, I'm not ready for it right now, or, maybe in the near future we could discuss something like that, but right now, today, I'm not ready, then, A, you got to pay attention and you got to respect the fact that he's being honest. If he doesn't want to get married, then he has his reasons why. You may not agree with it, but that's just what it is. Now, the fifth sign to know that your man may never be able to, he may never propose to you and he may never be ready to marry you is you've been with this guy for a while and still and yet it's just a conversation like he still hasn't proposed. You guys been together for, let's say 5, 6, 7 years now, and he still hasn't proposed, and there's no signs that he will propose, then that's probably because he doesn't see himself being committed to you in that type of way, for a lifetime. Maybe he's afraid of commitment. Maybe he's afraid of, marrying you and not living up to your standards. Maybe he just doesn't want that responsibility of being married and having kids. And, now he can't put himself first. Now he has to put his wife first and his children first. And some men are just not ready for that. They're not ready to step into, being a man and having that type of responsibility on their backs. So yes, if you guys been together for a minute and he still has not proposed and there's no signs that he will, and you probably brought it up and he just like pushed it to the side again and again and again. That's probably because he does not see himself being with you in the near future. And he probably doesn't know how to tell you. Now, the sixth sign to know that your man may never propose to you and he may never be ready to marry you is he lives the single life. Like some men are in a relationship, but you know, when you go to their home, you could tell that they live in a single life, or the way they walk around in life in general is like it's all about them, them, them. They don't think about us as a couple. They just think about themselves. They have that selfishness and they're not like fully committed. They only committed when it works for them, but then they go back to being all about themselves. So yes, if he walks around like he lives that single life and he walks around as if, you know, he's not in a relationship until you guys are physically together, then I mean that's a sign that he's just not, you know, that type of guy to be committed and be in a relationship, you know, for a long time and then turn it into a marriage. Some men are just not ready for that type of responsibility. Now, the seventh sign to know, guys, that your man may never propose to you and may never be ready to marry you is he proposes, but he doesn't make plans after the proposal. So it's like he only proposed just to make you happy and just to probably shut you up about the situation. But deep down inside, he's still like, okay, this is not what I want. You know, I'm only proposing to make her happy, but it's not natural. It's not something that he planned. It's not something that he wants. So yes, he'll propose and say, hey, will you marry me? And of course you'll say, yeah, but there's no other plans after that. He's not like, okay, when we getting married, you know, where is it going to happen? How many people are we going to have there? Like some men they just don't want that. They just don't want that. So I know that this is a tough conversation to have, ladies, but this is something that we need to be aware of. And we can't be mad at a man if he's not ready to propose to us. It just lets us know that maybe he's not the one for us. That's it. It's just simple. But I hope that those 7 signs opens your eyes, guys, to let you know whether your man is ready to marry you or if he will never be ready and he'll never propose. And at the end of the day, leave some comments down below and let me know what you guys think about this video. And if you want to see more videos like this from me, of course, give this a huge thumbs up and show some love and support. Until the next video, guys, peace.